Welcome to Tracking the Week. The chairman of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, Biodun Ogunyemi, on Monday described as biased the proposed anti-sexual harassment bill for higher institutions. He said the bill will stigmatize lecturers in universities. Ogunyemi made the comment during the public hearing of the bill in Abuja on Monday. The hearing was organized to enable individuals, civic and academic groups to air their views, raise concerns as well as suggest amendments to the bill. The bill, titled "A Bill for an Act to Prevent, Prohibit and Redress Sexual Harassment of Students in Tertiary Education Institutions and for Matters Concerned Therewith 2019, was reintroduced in the Senate on October 9 and scheduled second reading on November 6. It was sponsored by the Deputy Senate President Ovie Omoagege and 106 other senators. The bill seeks to promote and protect ethical standards in tertiary institutions. It also seeks to protect students against sexual harassment as well as prevent sexual harassment of students by educators in tertiary institutions. The bill also proposes up to 14 years jail term for offenders. The bill was reintroduced to the Senate 2 days after a BBC documentary exposed two lecturers of the University of Lagos and a lecturer of the University of Ghana for sexual harassment. The documentary sparked reactions from many Nigerians who described the issue as a norm in Nigerian universities. The Senate on Tuesday confirmed the appointment of Captain Musa Nuhu as Director General of the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority. The confirmation followed the adoption of the report of Senator Smart Adeyemi-led Committee on Aviation, which conducted Nuhu's screening. President Muhammadu Buhari had requested the Senate approval through a letter dated January 7, 2020 and read at plenary. The President described Nuhu as a reputable airline pilot and aviation safety expert with well over 30 years of cognate working experience in the aviation industry. The letter had read, quote, "In view of the strategic importance of the NCAA as a regulator of the civil aviation industry, I wish to request the expeditious consideration and confirmation of Captain Musa Nuhu as a substantive Director General of the NCAA." Still on Tuesday, the Supreme Court adjourned till March 2 the hearing of applications seeking the review of its judgment in the last governorship election in Imo State and all the elections in Zamfara State. The People's Democratic Party's Emeka Ihedioha was removed after about 8 months in office as the Imo State governor by the Apex Court January 14 judgment. He, on February 5, applied to the court to have the verdict reviewed and nullified on the claims that it was fraudulently obtained by Governor Hope Uzodinma, who was installed by the court as his successor. Also, the All Progressives Congress APC and the faction of the party in Zamfara State, led by former Governor Abdulaziz Yari, had filed another application for the review of the March 24, 2019 judgment that nullified the victory of all of the party's candidates in the 2019 general elections in the state. The Supreme Court had fixed Tuesday for the hearing of the applications for a review of the two judgments, but the proceedings could not go on as scheduled due to preliminary issues. On Tuesday, the 7-man panel of the Apex Court adjourned the Imo State case after Ihedioha's lawyer, Chief Kanu Agabi, SAN, told the court that processes were still being filed. The lawyer representing Uzodinma and his party, the All Progressives Congress, Damian Dodo, SAN, and the Independent National Electoral Commission's Counsel, Tamino Inuwa, SAN, did not oppose Agabi's request for adjournment. Also, Justice Muhammad leading a 5-man panel constituted to hear the Zamfara case on Tuesday adjourned the hearing of the APC's judgment review application till March 2. The panel adjourned the hearing after realizing that the 141st of the 178 respondents to the application were not represented in court, and no evidence in the court file showed that they were served with a hearing notice for the Tuesday's proceedings. The Lagos State government on Wednesday confirmed a case of Lassa fever outbreak in the state, saying the patient has been isolated. Professor Akin Abayomi, the State Commissioner for Health, who made this known in a statement, said that the patient was currently in isolation ward at the Lagos University Teaching Hospital, Luth Idiaraba. Abayomi, who did not provide details about the patient and location, reassured Lagos residents that the situation was under control, advising them not to panic over the situation. He said that the state government, in active collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Health, the Nigerian Center for Disease Control (NCDC), was working assiduously to stem the spread of the disease in the state. Outlining strategies put in place by the state to control the disease, Abayomi explained that the state government was maintaining relevant surveillance activities through its disease surveillance offices at the local government level to prevent the spread of the disease. The commissioner advised health workers, both in the public and private hospitals in the state, to ensure that they observe universal safety precautions, comply with infection prevention and control measures when dealing with patients. He stressed that appropriate personal protective equipment like hand gloves, face masks, goggles and overalls must be worn when attending to cases. He said the Lassa fever should be suspected in any person with persistent high fever, not responding to standard treatment for malaria and typhoid fever, or bleeding from the body surface. Abayomi also reiterated the need for members of the public to ensure and maintain adequate personal hygiene and environmental sanitation at all times as part of prevention and control measures against the spread of the disease. The Comptroller General of the Nigerian Customs Service (NCS), Hamid Ali, on Thursday appeared before the Senate Committee on Public Accounts to explain why the service failed to make statutory remittances into the pension account of its staff. Ali's appearance came after he was summoned several times by the committee to respond to queries in an Auditor General's report, including an indictment of the customs. The report states that the NCS and the Federal Inland Revenue Service (FIRS) violated the Pension Reform Act 2014, which requires them to remit 5% of their contributory pension to the National Pension Commission (PENCOM). Ali, however, blamed the NCS non-remittance into the pension fund to insufficient funds. He said the NCS has been unable to remit the 5%, and since his appointment, the government has been supporting the customs. He added that the customs only started receiving the necessary funds. Ali also denied allegations that the customs under-remitted 28 billion naira into the Federation account in 2015. The Osun State Council of Traditional Rulers on Friday suspended the Oluwo of Iwo, Oba Abdulrasheed Akombi, for 6 months. This formed part of the resolution of the monarchs on Friday at an emergency meeting presided over by the Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi. Oba Akombi's suspension comes a few weeks after he was said to have assaulted another monarch, the Agbowo of Ogbagba, Oba Dikirulai Akinropo. The incident reportedly took place at a peace meeting with the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 2, Bashir Makama. The Council of Traditional Rulers at this meeting suspended the Oluwo for various gross misconduct unbecoming of a traditional ruler. He was also barred from making public statements in the media about fellow monarchs. The council cited instances of the Oluwo's alleged misconduct to the Alake of Egbaland, the Alaafin of Oyo, and the Oni of Ife. A committee headed by the Orogun of Ila was also set up by the council to investigate what they call various unroyal conduct by the Oluwo. The committee was mandated to work at how to help in becoming a good and well-behaved Yoruba king. The council left the issue of assault on the Agbowo of Ogbagba to the law enforcement agencies to act on.